The first thing you got to do when you're making a fairy wing frame is draw out your pattern or draw it out in vector. This is something I've been doing lately. You can actually cut them out of aluminum.
Nice.
Right? And so if you're good at vector drawing, you can send them into an aluminum laser cutter and they can print out anything, and you can really like vary the thickness of lines and do all kinds of really fun stuff with it. And then it's more sturdy as well. It is, however, much more expensive. So.
Do you go to Creative Machines? Where do you go?
No, I'm in Phoenix now, so I go to Southwest Waterjet and Laser, and they have really great pricing. Of course, I order multiple things from them, so it gets it pretty cheap, pretty quick. Most things are like under 20 bucks for a cut. I think to cut the full, like those in the end move, that whole framework was 20 bucks to have cut.
Yeah, there's a place in town called TMM Precision, the Metal Man, and they donate custom laser cut metal to the robotics team. So there's other places, but I'm fond of them just because they've been helping us for years.
Yeah, and I mean, there's like if you put in water jet or in laser or whatever cutting for metal, like stuff comes up. If that's the route you want to go, it looks nicer, it's sturdier, but again, yeah, it's aluminum. But again, the downside is the price. You need a large sheet of aluminum. There's going to be a lot of waste, as you can see. Like it starts out as a plate, and all you're taking out is these little lines. But so you know, a $40 4x4 sheet is about 40 bucks. So gets a little.
Are you going to put feathers on that, or is that
this? No, that's a fairy wing. It's going to have the cellophane on it.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So yeah, the first thing you're going to do is draw out your pattern. I don't know if you guys have patterns that you've looked up yet. This time I figured everybody could do their own this time since we have a little bit of time. Or if you need help drawing.
Yeah. Could be like that.
Yeah.
Or this is a really poor rendition of the pattern Lex is making.
But yeah,
doesn't work very well.
So like me, I'm gonna do a character from X-Men called Pixie, and she has kind of normal looking pixie wings. And the only thing you need to keep in mind is the back brace. You could hold yours up again. One of you guys, see that U-bend? That's the only thing we kind of gotta keep in mind is you want to make sure that you have a back brace piece about yay big so that it has something to work with on your back. And so I'll start with my U-bend and then go from there. And you want it to have like a little armpit because the other thing is these can stick into a corset or even a tank top if they're small enough, and be held there with just that. So Pixie's pretty boring normal wings. And I'll draw patterns. She has a pattern on the inside, but that's neither here nor there for me. So yeah, it's as simple as that. You can, again, go crazy like Terry did. Or you can do something simple. Do we have scissors? That is something I did not bring. Just to cut the paper.
Yeah, we do have some.
But yeah, if you want to claim a space, I'll cut you guys a square and you can...
And the idea is to take your metal and draw your line and put your metal on the dead rotation.
So, see, you got the U-bend, and you'll do the same thing over here, but we're going to flip over so that they mirror. You don't want to, like, if you draw both sides, one side's going to be smaller and weird. So, to make sure both sides match, just draw one side. So. here, and you're gonna go around this guy, and then make your U, and then you're gonna flip it over again, do this guy, go back around your U, do this little do, and do one at a time, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And what, you have kind of this little extra guy, what I'm gonna say we should do for the little extra guy, rather than like do this guy back and forth, because then your back brace is gonna start to get pretty thick. We'll just do this as an addition. Yeah, we'll make this as its own thing that just that has a barb, and we'll tape this up here.
No, okay.
I don't have. I will bring them next time, like next week when we do the decorating.
Last year they placed me in the
The like they're ready to go, except I don't have a battery pack. Like I just got a bunch of orders in, and I was like, oh no! And I shipped them all out, like and a couple of kits. But I had to pirate the batteries from my wings because they had like I ordered more, but they didn't come in. And I was like, forget it. So they came in apparently today, which is great. And useless. But I'll bring them next time, yeah. And those ones, what I'm doing, what I've done with those is those were kind of my experimental set. And so two of the wings have an enamel epoxy coat on them to keep because they're with the aluminum, right? To keep the aluminum on, and one has an ironed-on vinyl plastic, thin plastic sheet glued on it, and so you can see the different types of, like if you want to make your wings like mega durable, like you could throw it against a wall and they'll survive kind of thing. Those are the two techniques that you can use, and you can kind of pros and cons of each. I'll be showing next week. And those are finishing techniques that we're going to just decorate and put the cellophane on. And then if you want them to be mega durable, you can, because especially the epoxy takes 24 hours to do, so. Just to dry, like you have to mix the epoxy and pour it on. Okay, so the next part is to make the outer wire of the wings. And can you hand me her a pair of pliers? Can we borrow the pliers really quick?
But I think it would be in your house.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thanks.
And there's some
Yeah,
more
I
pliers.
to see if I was need to bring any tools, but I was saying.
Well, they have
this
it
copper
here.
basket of things right here. Where, like this is some of the pliers that are available there. And then there's more in the electronics bench and the wood shop.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need it usually. It's just that when it's at the very, like bend is at the very end, I gotta, be a homo sapien. Alright, so what you're gonna do is you can just start with a little end piece like this, and like I do a lot of bending back and forth, like to get what I want, like the angle I want. So like you're gonna bend like this, but then it's not gonna follow there. So you're gonna have to bend back and forth, and back and
March
forth,
12th.
and just to get in shape.
What's on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. Walking bees.
And then if you have, so like when you get to your ends here,
Yeah, it should be
where
on the calendar and
it's
it's on
a
classes.
pointed tip, measure where it is, bend it past where it's supposed to go, and then go back, so that you get a sharper edge. Yeah, you shouldn't, it all should be one wire. But I mean, you can leave it like that and then do the other side and just wrap back and forth on that that U piece, and then we'll just tape that piece on, it's fine. But yeah, like if you leave it one wire, it just is stronger. But,
So how long have you been teaching art?
Well, this is my 20th year teaching, but 19 years teaching art. Pre-K
could have made some small ones for demonstration.
400 and
That's no fun.
You know, right?
That's the last.
I'm gonna just visually tell you so you can start going along too. But you're gonna go up and back, and you're not gonna go to this next wing. You're gonna loop it, and then flip over, and then do this wing again on the other side.
Oh, okay.
And then go back along the U, flip it, and then do this bottom wing. Go back around the U, flip it, and do the other side.
So
Does that make sense? So you're gonna be flipping it back and forth and back.
So you come back in here, then go down there, do you do anything to wrap it or just?
No. You just follow your U bend, but then you're gonna flip it over so you can use the same pattern on the other side. And I can get you your own.
So it's just, but there is
Bit of wire here.
Very sweet. This is just a nice tool. Yeah.
It's sweet. Do you have?
Yeah, when Candy and I first met, it was.
I have so much electrical tape. Oh yeah, and as we're going along, like I'm gonna come up here and then come down here and I'm gonna put like a little piece of tape to hold this
Okay.
where I want it. And you'll do that at each point where it kind of comes back in on itself, because otherwise the wires just flop all over the place.
Well, then wires go, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mine
for
are
some
all
places,
Yeah.
for walkabout.
So I'm full-time.
Actually, another little trick
It's really.
you can do, if you want, it has its pros and cons, and especially when you're doing like bigger wings and stuff, it can help out a little bit. Why do they put perforations on if they don't work?
It's a joke.
Yeah, it is a joke. You just gotta be careful not to rip your pattern,
Okay.
but you can also tape down a little bit to help you hold it.
Okay.
I made it too big.
Are you going?
I am not. David is. I don't know whether he got us here, but I think he is.
Well, I don't have. Do you want the U as thick, like, should I try to keep it single, or do you want it like 2 or 3?
I think maybe somebody grabbed it.
It does not matter. But I will say your U is a little smaller as it is, so you may want to keep the same width so that you can tape the tops and maybe bring it down a little. Yeah, so like my U is you want it to fit between your shoulder blades, so like 5 or 6 inches wide, and then probably again 5 or 6 inches at least tall. And mine is probably 8
Okay,
or so. Yeah. This is how big I
so
make
pretty
mine.
big.
Yeah.
Okay. I need
Because
that
then it
other
has
thick.
more, like, if you make it too small, like, when you move, it's just gonna rotate around itself.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's too tiny.
Oh,
The bigger
okay.
you make it, the more stable it is.
Okay.
I mean, you don't wanna make it so big that it's like larger than you.
Right, right.
you've made more than one pair of those. That looks good.
Oh, thanks.
So are you trying not to have the movement right because you'd be whacking people?
Well, you don't want to have. Some movement is nice because you'll be walking and they'll kind of like move and sway with you. They look a little more real.
Yeah.
But you don't want, like, especially when I'm making angel wings and stuff, that, I mean, I'm laying them down with chicken wire and feathers and glue and felt and like all this stuff that kind of weighs them down. So like, especially like I'll do fashion shows and I'm like, okay ladies, don't do the high step walk, like don't do that. Because then the wigs are like,
Oh, okay.
so like, and the heavier and larger your wing, the more they're gonna kind of do this bounce up and down, and it's annoying because it goes with your step. So like it almost gets worse as you walk if it's the right size. With the smaller fairy wings, it's not as big an issue, and it's only annoying when they really start to get some big bounce. But like these are so small and light. Like I'm gonna walk and they're gonna have almost a little flutter, and that's fine. But like, let's see if I can bake them.
That's one thing.
Like, God, they're too small. But like, if they are too thin a gauge of wire, they can bounce too much. And if they don't have enough support, they can bounce too much. And it's just annoying because you're like trying to walk and they're like,
Well, even what you were just doing is you're out of sync with your movement. And then they start looking odd.
yeah. So, but yeah, so. I think we're good.
So you kind of get a feel of it after a while when you do them. You go, oh, those are too large.
Yeah. Or like, let's say with you, so you're using the 14 gauge, right?
Yeah.
So like mine are 12. If I did mine in 14 gauge, like they've already got a little bounce, that they probably, because they're so long, they probably would bounce too much. And that either you then reinforce what you have with more wire, or you go to a higher gauge wire for the larger stuff. And that's like when I do my angel wings, I use 9 gauge wire, and my hands are killing me by the time I make the frame.
9 gauge.
Yeah,
And that one you have is what?
this is 12,
12 and mine's 14.
and yours is 14. But you've got some nice, like yours are really fun. I like them.
Very delicate.
Yeah,
Really nice.
All right. So for the video's sake, and since you guys are getting close, since you guys are getting close, you can use any size D-ring. This is just what they had at Walmart. But what you're gonna do when you're gonna do straps is you're gonna put the D-rings at the base, like as far as you can go down, but you don't want like pointing downwards, you still want them pointing to the side, so you're going to kind of put it at the base of your U. You're just going to use electrical tape wrapped around to tape the D-rings on. And when, after you've done all your wrapping, it's fine. And then the other thing you want to keep in mind though is when we put the straps on, like once the D-ring is on, you're not attaching the strap to the D-ring. You're attaching the strap to the frame. The D-ring is just there to keep it from sliding up and down and around. Because, I mean, with these they're pretty light, like if you're doing bigger wings like angel wings or even really large fairy wings, the problem then becomes if they're under, the straps are under enough stress, these can pull off and away. We're not exactly welding them on, you know, they're just taped. So we'll put the straps on the frame itself. Yeah, they look so good. So what Terry did was she wrapped one of the battery packs, and you can see like they're pretty tightly wrapped because there's quite a bit of space between the LED lights, but and hers are a kind of a small to moderate, since she has all the wibbly wobblies, size fairy wing. And you got what, the 33 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 100 LED ones. So that's about what it's going to look like at the 100 LEDs. If you have bigger wings, you're going to want the larger pack.